Here is your 10-minute deep core and pelvic floor workout. I'm Angela Mosley with Modern Fit Moms. Go ahead, grab yourself a Pilates ball as well as a resistance band and something to lay on. We're gonna start with a supine breathing with the ball in between our knees. Go ahead, join me down on the mat. We're gonna place the ball in between our knees. We're gonna come into this position. We're gonna focus on our breathing. So I want you to think about inhaling through the nose, expanding all of the breath into your rib cage, your belly, your back, and down into your pelvic floor. And then once you exhale, you want to squeeze the ball, turn those adductors on, low abs flatten, and the breath comes all the way up and out through the mouth. And then we repeat that. So inhale, nice, good expansion. Exhale, lift from the bottom up, hip bones come towards one another, abs flatten. Exhale, breath comes all the way out, and repeat. So inhale through the nose. Exhale from the bottom up, squeeze that ball. We are simply just working on connecting with our core and our pelvic floor as well as our breath. Let's do one more. Inhale through the nose. Exhale, lift from the bottom up. Let all of that breath come all the way out. Awesome job. Now that we've done that connection, we're gonna come into the side. We're gonna keep this ball right here. We're gonna come into a side plank. So go ahead, lift yourself up. You can either hold this position if you feel good, or you can drop down, inhale down, and then exhale to rise. And as you rise, you're gonna squeeze the ball. So inhale down, exhale, squeeze the ball, get those adductors, get the core. Otherwise, if you feel ready, you can simply sit here with your inhale, and then every time you exhale, you can squeeze that ball. So inhale, abs are still nice and tight. Exhale, squeeze that ball. You wanna think about pushing the shoulder into the mat to push the body away. Fantastic job. Let's go ahead right into that other side. So same exact thing. We're gonna either hold it here, inhale, and then as you exhale, you're gonna squeeze, or like I said, you can drop down, and then exhale, squeeze the ball to come up. Either way, I want you to continue to breathe through this movement. So in this movement, I'm gonna breathe, inhale, my abs are nice and braced, and then exhale, I'm gonna squeeze that ball, get those adductors on board. Inhale, let go of the ball. Exhale, press. We do want to be mindful of our shoulder, that we're not sinking into our shoulder. We're pushing the floor away with our shoulder. Go ahead and rest. Now we're going to flip it into a glute bridge ball squeeze. So we're going to keep that ball right where it is. You want to think about your feet being close to your bum as possible, because that way is going to activate those glutes. So you're going to inhale at the bottom, and then exhale, squeeze the ball to lift up. So again, same thing. We're getting those adductors, we're getting those glutes. Inhale down. Exhale, squeeze. Now you want to think about pressing your feet into the floor to push the floor away to really get those glutes on board. Your abs should be nice and flat as you rise up. And when you're ready for it, you can lift one leg up and then one leg up. So this is going to be an advanced version if you are ready for it. We have one more. Rest. Awesome job. Now we're going to flip it to our hands and knees. We're going to come into a down dog to a bear plank hover squeeze. So I'm going to inhale back. And then as I come to a bear plank, I'm gonna exhale and squeeze that ball with my exhale. And then I'm gonna let go, inhale back, and then exhale, squeeze that ball into that hover. So you should feel this in those lower abs. You should feel this engaging with that deep core. So inhale, push back. Exhale, come forward and squeeze that ball. You can also do this without the ball. The ball is not a requirement. And squeeze. Awesome job. Go ahead, set this off to the side. We're gonna grab our resistance band. We're gonna place the band around one of that one knee. We're gonna go into resisted leg drops. So I'm gonna drop the leg down, and this is where I'm gonna exhale on the way up and work against that resistance of the band. You're gonna feel those adductors turn on. So I'm gonna drop down. You're gonna feel those low abs turn on. I'm gonna exhale from the bottom up as I drive up, working through those adductors. Inhale. So you're working against the resistance on the way down and on the way up. Fantastic job. Go ahead, switch right into that other side. So same thing, you wanna place the band just above the knee. You're gonna pull on the band. We're gonna drop down, and then you're gonna resist it on the way up. So you take that opposite hand and feel, are your adductors turning on? Our adductors are so important for our pelvic floor, especially when it comes to bladder leaks, because it directly connects at the front of the pelvic floor. So inhale down, exhale. So you're just pulling that band. My arm is not moving, I'm keeping it where it's at. Always focusing on our breath. Awesome job. Go ahead, take that band off. We just have to repeat that all one more time. So we're gonna start back with our side plank, all right? So you're gonna place the ball in between the knees, elbow underneath the shoulder. And again, you can either inhale here and then exhale, squeeze the ball to lift up, or you can simply hold it. So again, we're focusing on our breathing. So if I'm holding it, I'm gonna keep my core nice and tight, but I'm going to inhale, let go of that ball, and then exhale, I'm gonna squeeze the ball. Inhale, let go, exhale, because what we want is we want our pelvic floor to respond to our inhale as well as our exhale. So inhale, let go, exhale, squeeze. We always want to think that we're exhaling from the bottom up. Go ahead and switch into the other side. That naturally engages the pelvic floor in a functional way. We don't want to exhale down, meaning that we're putting pressure down. So you can breathe. In a side plank, you want to think about holding your abs in, and then when you inhale, all that breath is going to go into the back and down into the posterior pelvic floor, which is what we want. Fantastic job. Go ahead and rest. Flip it onto your back for our glute bridge. Again, you can either focus on your regular glute bridge. I want you to think about your feet. So pressing your feet into the mat to push the hips up, to lift those hips up. And we're gonna squeeze that ball to get those adductors. And then once you're ready for it, you can add in that leg drive and that leg drive, but it's very important that your hip doesn't drop. So if your hip drops in this leg drive, there's some glute weakness most likely happening in that opposite hip. So that's why it's really important that we pay attention to our body. Can you keep your hips level for this? If not, no worries. Just continue to work on that glute bridge. Go ahead and rest. We're gonna flip it over onto our hands and knees. We just need to keep working at it. It's okay, and you can come back to this anytime that you need. All right, starting in that hands and knees, bear plank, and then inhale, push back, exhale, squeeze and hover. You wanna think about pressing your fingertips into the mat so you're not sinking and dumping into your shoulders. So inhale, I push back. Exhale, I squeeze, neck is long. Fantastic job. Go ahead, drop it down. Replace that ball off to the side. We're gonna grab our band and come into those supine leg drops. For those adductors, like I said, adductors are so important for the pelvic floor. We need to keep working them. Fantastic, go ahead and join me now. So drop down with resistance, and then you're gonna pull that knee back up. You're gonna get those low abs on board. So inhale down. So work against that gravity. So I don't want you to just flop out to the side, right? I want you to work against it. So this pull is naturally going to pull it down. Go ahead and switch. But we want to work against that gravity because that builds strength as well. Drop down. Just like with any movement, we want to we're working against gravity, we're strengthening against that gravity instead of just letting ourselves just flap down. Continue with your breath. And rest. Awesome job. As always, when we activate, we want to make sure that we work on lengthening. So whatever props you might need for a child's pose, you can come on down. We're just gonna sit here and hold. You can have your knees together or you can have them out wide. You can have your toes up. You can place a pillow underneath your abdomen, whatever might feel good in this position. I just want you to think about inhaling through the nose, expanding through your rib cage, down into your back, and then into your pelvic floor. And then your exhale will be nice, gentle, soft, no activation. We're just gonna continue to let the pelvic floor relax with a good emphasis on our inhale And then exhale, let all of that breath come all the way out. I like to think about reaching my hands nice and long so I can get an even better stretch within my lats and my shoulders. Fantastic job. If you have time and you want to continue to hold the child's pose, please do so. Make sure you subscribe. Let me know how that workout went and what else you would like to see on our channel.